Hey, you! You're listening to the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed because you're an untouchable success. To support us and gain access to great exclusive shows like our brand new Supernatural watch-along Himboos, head over to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. You'll also get your lucky little mitts on hundreds of episodes of our other exclusive shows like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Star Trek The Next Futurama, Spiel Boys, and the complete series of Fox Mulder is a Maniac. We do movie nights, game streaming, regular mini-series and surprise shows, and you can even commission your own podcast about anything you want, within reason. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain by heading to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed. Probably don't need help with that word. They thought we showed them mercy, but we didn't. Why call it mercy? Why call it mercy? It's such a fucking troll to call it mercy.
Yeah. Oh, it's ironic.
It completely inverts the American justice system and then calls it mercy.
Hi
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone.
Let's get to the intro because we have a lot of questions.
I got a lot to say.
My name is David Bell.
My name is Tom Ryman.
And we just watched Mercy. It's like it's Minority Report, but dumb.
It's like a fucking nightmare Charles Bronson has in the instant before he dies from autoerotic asphyxiation.
Detective Raven, I'm Judge Maddox, and this is the Mercy Capital Court, a judicial system powered by artificial intelligence.
Hold on, just wait a second.
With crime rates soaring, lawmakers voted for mercy. By acting as judge, jury, and executioner, Mercy keeps our city safe.
I shouldn't be here. I helped create the Mercy program.
The producer of War of the Worlds is the director of this.
He's
also the director of Wanted and Ben-Hur.
Oh yeah. Timur Bekmambetov.
Yeah, he doesn't make
good movies.
Good movies. Yeah.
No. His probably best movie was his breakout movie, right? Night Watch. We covered that a few years ago, and I remember it being okay. And that's the one everybody kind of likes.
There's a certain point where you have to go like, I think this person might have bad taste.
Yeah, I think he just has bad taste.
Yeah, I think he reads bad scripts and goes, this is good.
I think he makes
that script.
Bad novels and bad stories and things that are bad, I think, appeal to him.
Right, which doesn't necessarily make him a bad director.
No, not at all. It
definitely gives him bad taste.
Right, it definitely makes him create bad projects.
I looked up, because I thought this movie was like kind of a film hack, and I thought they had, because I think there's this quest right now where they're like, how can we make a movie where we can sit an actor down for like a weekend?
Yeah, this is... Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, no, and just limit their budget. And I learned that this movie did not make back its budget.
It's shockingly expensive for a Screen Life film. This seems like, because you're 100% right, because this is a Screen Life film, which, for the listeners, if you're not familiar, it's like those movies like Unfriended or Searching or Missing, where they all take place on a computer screen or something like that. It's a type of found footage movie. And there have been genuinely good ones, like the ones I mentioned, and then there are a lot of very, very bad ones. And anyway, old Timur Bekmambetov was a real pioneer, pusher, developer of a version of this technology that really, for obvious reasons, got a lot of interest during COVID lockdown in 2020, which is when that aforementioned War of the Worlds movie was actually produced, I believed, and then they sat on it for several years. This movie is using that tech and is technically a Screen Life movie, but it's also like blended with a mid-budget action movie, so it kind of like seems antithetical to Screen Life as an economic sort of cheat.
Yes,
but not
it's both cheap and expensive.
It's both cheap and expensive. Yeah, we have our star Chris Pratt, who does mostly just sits in place and makes faces.
Right,
he does his best.
He finally stood up.
He makes very anguished faces. I believe his anguish, but he is just sitting there.
Yeah. Also, they don't let him be funny.
No, he's not funny at all.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know. We've talked about this a few times, but it's like he's a comedic actor more than he's an action guy, and he kind of fell into this. I think even he thinks he's an action guy, right? And it's like, no, buddy, you're a comedic actor.
That's where he's seen the most success.
Yeah, be funny. He made me laugh in one scene that I'm not sure was supposed to be comedic, with the scene where he watches him getting caught.
Oh, yeah.
Was that supposed to be funny?
Him fighting the cops? I think so. Yeah. I think so.
And then he gets on the table and hits
and falls.
It doesn't make sense tonally because he's reacting to it like, oh my God.
With
and it's like
deep embarrassment and he's still bewildered because he's still learning his wife is dead. Like, yeah, that's evidence that maybe Timur is a bad director because you're right. I get the instinct. We're introduced to this movie. There's a couple of good instincts. So we're introduced to this movie where just with him already sat down in the chair with the trial beginning. Good instinct. Hit the ground running. Let's go. He's already here. We're just starting it up.
Yeah. Also, sorry, I just want to say that overall idea of being cheap and expensive I think that's actually a good instinct if the movie was good.
Right. Like I was surprised that this movie was as ambitious as it was. I just wish it was better. Like it's a terrible script.
Yeah.
So we're immediately launched into this very, very heavy thing where he's being shown his murdered wife and the process crime scene, and he is having a very realistic reaction to all that. So the first 5 minutes of this movie, throwing away the commercial for Mercy that gives us all the world building we need real quick, but they frame it as like a commercial they make him watch. Throwing that out.
The first line is something like, pay attention.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, hey, everybody. Hey, this is going to matter.
Yeah. But like everything from that on and like the first 5 minutes is super intense. So I get the instinct to have the footage of his arrest be like a little, be funny to give people a little bit of relief on that tension because it's so intense already. But like, he's still reacting to it the way he's been reacting all morning. So he's still reacting to it like this is further shameful evidence that he's cruelly and disgustingly murdered his wife like some coward and then went and fought cops at a bar to try to get away with it. Like he's having this.
He really fight. He tries to steal a car.
Man, he does. He fights like Star-Lord against these guys. But so I get the instinct to have a funny scene, but Chris Pratt is reacting to it like it's shameful and disgusting.
So it's tonally like very weird.
Yeah,
that's why I was like,
I'm not
sure if this is supposed to be funny.
Right.
Yeah. No, you're right. That the opening. I guess what we're talking about things that we liked. I have a very short list. It's one other moment. I like the idea, the brief moment where he's like, maybe I don't want to find out. I liked that idea.
That was
like
a decent
investigating
offer.
it. Yeah, and having this moment of doubt of like, what if I'm just learning something terrible I did? Because the idea is he's an alcoholic and he's going through this idea where it was a good instinct to make it so that he doubts himself as opposed to being like, no, I definitely didn't do it. That's the end of my list of things I liked about this movie.
Yeah, I guess that was the other thing I'll just echo what you said because that was the other thing that I wanted to call out is I appreciate that. I mean, they don't immediately buy it back, but I appreciate that they were willing to cast enough doubt on Chris Pratt and have him not immediately be this infallible Boy Scout character that is so often the heroes that he plays and so often the heroes that are in these movies right now in these types of movies currently. Right. And have there be actually like there is a reveal that actually, yes, he has been hiding something. He does remember more about that morning. He has been secretly drinking. And it's like they show this very real conflict. Like he's been keeping a bottle in his car that looks like soda, but it's whiskey, and his wife found it. And he goes to work and realizes that she's found it. So he turns around and goes back home, and they have an argument, and he's scary. Like they show footage of him losing his temper and being drunk and being scary. And
he's a cop.
Yeah. So they make him unlikable, which is a thing these movies generally aren't willing to do with their heroes.
Yes. And to their credit, they don't really redeem him.
Not really. They do enough. Like they show, he's drinking because his partner was killed and it was done. I want to talk about that forever.
His partner was killed hilariously.
Yeah. They try to. You know what? You're right. They really don't excuse it. You're right. They try to soften
at
it
the
a
end,
little bit.
It's not like his daughter isn't like, I forgive you.
Right. She still wanted them to get a divorce.
Yeah. The movie just quickly ends, which I think I was like, I think that's budget reason, but I was also like, yeah, I'm
instinct.
glad.
Good instinct.
Yeah.
Because if you try to keep this ball in the air any longer, it is going to fly apart.
Right. And it doesn't feel like his life is going to be that much better after this.
No, it feels like he's probably going to lose custody of that kid to his in-laws.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I love when he's like, I was never good enough for them. And it's like, well, you're on trial right now.
You're on trial right now
killing your wife,
their
who you were
daughter's
very
murder.
abusive to.
Right.
Yeah, so
at one point he's
enough?
like, how could it be a crime of passion if there wasn't any passion left?
Yeah.
Dude, you found out she was murdered like 30 minutes ago. I know because there's a timer in the corner ticking by the minutes in real time.
This movie almost... Okay, so for people who don't know the premise of this movie, I want to explain
Yeah,
it.
I guess we should have maybe said that.
It's a dystopian, like not too distant future. It's like an approximation of like, I'd say 15 years from now.
Like next Sunday AD.
Yeah, it's cops are on like drone cycles. And I was like, that's cool.
That'd be cute.
And it's a cop who wakes up in a chair and he's on trial for killing his wife. And if your guilt level, if this AI that's putting you on trial, the judge is an AI, there's no lawyers, it's just you and the judge. If they determine that your guilt level is over a certain percentage, I think it's like 96% or something, then they give you 90 minutes on a timer. And they say, if you can't prove your innocence or bring down your guilt level in this time, we will execute you in 90 minutes. And crime, this is good. We like this. This is one of those movies that introduces one of the most unrealistic dystopian ideas and then goes like, it's actually bad, and it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I can tell like I said, you have inverted the entire justice system and you're like, but it's bad.
Right. It's
very
basic moral where it's like, don't be quick to judge people.
Well,
it's almost
the
like
AI
I feel like
is not the problem here.
Right. I don't know if they thought they were talking about like cancel culture. Or I don't know what they thought this was a metaphor for, but it's just too stupid already.
It winds up being a commercial for AI in that we need to work together. Like, AI has fallibilities just like human beings have fallibilities.
Yeah.
But if we work together, we can accomplish miracles. And there is no introspection on Chris Pratt's part for creating this fucking monster. There's no introspection on either of their parts for having, at that point, knowingly put innocent people to death using this system.
Yeah. He doesn't get... can I make a prediction, speaking of AI?
Yeah.
I think this director will direct or produce a version of this where all the extra footage is made by AI.
Yes.
I think that's the next version. Well, that's how they keep costs down. They make it so that it's like all the car chases and stuff is like some shitty AI.
Maybe.
That the actor.
It would have to be that's a future prediction for sure.
Apparently, Chris Pratt suggested they use AI for the AI character. And even he said like, that was probably a dumb idea. So like...
Yeah, because he doesn't understand it or how it works.
Yeah.
One of the reasons AI videos are so short is like it has to, each new frame it generates has to compile every previous frame.
Yeah.
It's one reason why it uses so much energy. It's like
another thing.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, you go.
A good, if you've ever heard that fable, I guess, I don't know what you'd call it, but about the guy who invented chess. And as what he wanted as payment was 1 grain of rice multiplied by 2 for each space on the board. And the emperor's like, sure. And then as they did the math, he quickly realized that it added up to an impossible amount of rice because you're doubling it for each square what it had on the last square. That's exactly what it's like
rice.
when you use it. Luckily it's rice.
It's garbage.
Yeah, you can just throw it all away.
Food. No, yeah. There's the other thing about AI that people don't realize that was pointed out to me recently, and I don't know how this seems like actually this feels like a problem that they're going to have for a while, is if you're a graphic artist and you make like, someone commissions you to do like the Muppets all fucking each other.
Sure.
And then you send it in, and then they go, I don't like the size of Kermit's penis. I like everything else. Can you make it smaller?
Can it look less felty?
Right. A graphic artist can go into their work and change just the penis. If you ask AI to do that, and then you're like, oh, can you just change the penis? It can't. All it can do is make an entirely new image from your prompt. AI can't... Basically, when you're trying to make AI movies, if you're like, oh, can we change the lighting in this shot? The answer is no. You can't. You can make an entirely new shot and change the prompt slightly, but AI doesn't know how to recreate the same image over and over again with slight adjustments.
Or even with no adjustments, as that picture of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson demonstrated.
Exactly, yeah. But I still think what they're gonna do when the way a lot of these like companies where they're like McDonald's makes first AI ad, it's the result of them like dumping out. It's like a collage, right? They make as many prompts as they can and get the things that are like, well, this is more or less what we wanted. We'll use this shot. So I can predict someone doing that with like, okay, we have all these AI images. Let's like write a movie around it. So we keep costs down.
What was it? We did 1 million takes, and that was the best one.
Yeah. So, okay.
Anyway, my point was it would be very, very expensive, and the opposite of saving money to make the character AI. Anyway.
I bet they'd... Oh, yeah. The character, yes.
The whole film.
Yeah. So he has 90 minutes to prove that he didn't kill his wife, and immediately this premise falls apart. Because it asks so many questions about what is the justice system. So one of the rules is that this AI judge apparently will give you everything at its disposal to do this, including hacking other people's emails, and tracking exact locations of people. I don't know. So because they made the character a cop, I don't know what resources he has that a normal person doesn't, because Chris Pratt basically gets to send cops around the city to do things for him and be like, chase down that guy, question that guy, look into this person's personal emails. And right away I was thinking, if he was the murderer, he could be using the system to just get revenge, to just kill more people, to just like, because it's like he finds out his wife is cheating on him, and it's like he could use the like. You wouldn't. The point is that if there was a criminal on death row, you wouldn't just give him hacker access and access to all the resources of the world.
Yeah, you would just give him the ability to violate people's like Fourth Amendment rights.
Right, that's a bad idea in the event that this movie seems to think that he is guilty.
Yeah,
it's like, why would you give a criminal a bunch of ways to do, like a criminal who knows they're going to die in 90 minutes? Why would you give them all this stuff so that they can just like go on a little weird rampage?
Yeah, I really like it casually notes that in the mercy court, suspects are presumed guilty until proven innocent.
Right. It's Romulan.
So it's not just that he's being judged by an AI without a trial or a jury of his peers, both of which are unconstitutional.
Yeah.
But it's also completely inverting the way that the justice system works. So it's like a huge thing that they clearly just didn't want to deal with. It's like, I'm not sure what they thought they were satirizing or commenting on.
I can get, like Judge Dredd, I can get behind this idea, right? But the problem is they're trying to do this in a world that looks still, more or less like our world.
Right, that is still our world. Yeah.
So, for example, one of the first things he does is he calls his cop buddy. Oh, by the way, in the first 7 minutes, when they mention his partner and him starting it, I went, his partner did it.
Yeah.
I wrote it down. I was like, 7 minutes in, his partner's bad. And sure enough, she didn't do it, but it was like,
she frames the first guy to get... It's Minority Report.
Yes.
Like there's a throwaway line in the beginning where like, well, she's the Max von Sydow.
Yeah. That's the other problem, which is that they've made this movie already. It's called Minority Report, and it's the exact same. The moment it started, it was like, oh, this is going to be around conceiving, because they're like, he's one of the people who made it with his partner. And it was like, well, that's why this is happening. You know, like, why else would that be a plot detail?
Yeah, somebody's clearly framing him for murder. Why else would it be happening?
Because of this system, and in the end, it's going to show to be fallible, and which is Minority Report. They're just doing Minority Report, But I want to point out at the beginning, one of the first things he does is phone his partner and go like, okay, show me the crime scene. And you see this, there's all these cops, it's taped off. They're looking for prints. It's like a police crime scene, right?
Yeah.
Why do police have crime scenes? To gather evidence to be used later on in court. If the trial is happening and it's just like, this is a dystopian world where you're guilty and you have 90 minutes or you die, why would they even have a crime scene?
You wouldn't.
You wouldn't. And that's what I mean is like the movie just doesn't know what world it hasn't built a world that makes sense.
It doesn't want to think about any of that stuff. It just wanted to have this concept of an AI judge where you have to prove your innocence in 90 minutes or less, but it wanted it to take place in more or less our world, I guess. Right.
And that's the problem where it's like they clearly wanted to be like, look how cameras are everywhere, and so
surveillance state stuff, yeah. But it ends on being on the side of the surveillance state. Like it's just like, well, it ends with the movie basically says, well, the Mercy program was slightly misguided.
Yes. Yeah, they don't really. I wrote at one point, the only good way to end it is the Mercy program crumbling. It has
to be destroyed, yeah.
And it sort of implies that it's like they do the thing where the Mercy robot. The robot becomes briefly self-aware, I believe. She quickly becomes self-aware really fast to be like, oh no, what if I'm killing innocent people? And then it just sort of shuts down.
Captain Kirk's her.
Right, and then she ends the trial without like them concluding, where I thought there would be at least be like a text on the screen being like the Mercy program was soon discontinued, yada, yada, yada. Nope. But they just sort of go like, that's the end.
It ends with Chris Pratt saying, we got a lot to learn from each other. And then it ends. Yeah. Like it ends with, oh, this is going to continue, but with some adjustments.
Right. Which is
ICE can continue if they wear body cams.
It's the Stallone Judge Dredd. Yeah. Where it's like, we learned nothing.
They had no fucking idea what it was about.
Yeah.
Like
this has no idea. Yeah. This is like, it's ideas that they thought were neat that they pasted together. It just like the part, and they
winds
show
up being really pro-fascist and police state.
I don't even know if it's more of like it's cowardly, where it's like it doesn't because
it won't say that it's bad. It's like, well, this isn't all bad. It's not fundamentally bad at its concept, at its very core, which it obviously is.
Right, but it's just so broken that it's like. They find like the wife has a second phone and they're like, we didn't find this. And it's like, yeah, that's why you don't have trials in 90 minutes right after the murder, right?
Yeah.
Like
you need time to collect evidence.
Right. It's like it doesn't make sense on a very basic logistical way where it's like like when a murder happens, there's a lot of confusion. In the first 90 minutes after arresting your first suspect, you want to spend some time figuring out what happened. It's very stupid. It's just a very stupid premise.
I love that they say like the Mercy system in 2 years, it's being implemented in Los Angeles. So in 2 years, it's tried and executed 18 people. And in that time, crime has gone down 66 or 69%. It's like, okay, so were those 18 people responsible for 69% of the what the fuck are you talking about?
Right. They try to imply some stuff, but again, they do a bad job because it's not wide enough. Like, for example, the chef runs, which was very funny. The chef runs like he did a murder. Yeah. And then he fights a cop and he gets rolled over. And then he's like, I didn't do nothing. And I'm like, dude.
Why are you fist fighting a cop?
He didn't do anything. And I'm like, what? He did something.
He did a couple of things, yeah. And then like the AI judge, Rebecca Ferguson, who is named Maddox, she will change the rules constantly.
Constantly.
It's maddening. Like she blocks him she'll block Chris Pratt on everything, but like when he points out, look, this guy was having an affair with my wife. He ran from us as soon as we saw him. Why isn't my guilty probability going down? Guilty people run. She says, so do scared, so do frightened people. It's like, oh, so now you understand nuance? Like the whole point of this system is that you're supposed to be binary. Like it's either black or white.
And Chris Pratt ran, yeah. That's so they want to imply like the chef guy is like, I was terrified because we're now a dystopia. And it's like, it doesn't quite look like a dystopia.
It just looks like the I had a couple of things that I wrote down. Like, so she hangs up on his AA sponsor. It was the first person he calls because he's trying to use him as a character witness. And she's like, no, you're only allowed to talk to him about alcohol related stuff. But later on, she tells Chris Pratt that he can call whoever he wants as a character witness.
Yes.
And he protests as she's hanging up on his AA sponsor in that first scene, in that first call. He protests and says, well, no, he knows me. He knows my wife. He's a character witness. And she still fucking hangs up on him, but then later says, you can call whoever you want as a character witness. At one point, she makes him sit there and wait until he calls her Your Honor before she'll do something, even though he's never called her that before. She hasn't insisted upon it at any point. And we're already like 30 or 40 minutes into the movie at that point. Like, it's stuff like that.
Rebecca Ferguson, I think she was fully ice cubed through this. Like,
she didn't know if she'd be talking to Chris Pratt or...
Yeah,
who she was
Rebecca
talking to.
Ferguson.
Yeah.
But like there's parts where like when they realize there's a bomb, they cut to her looking scared. And it's like, what? She's scared? Like there's this idea that she's slowly becoming self-aware. By the way, the way to make an AI self-aware in this is to just kind of be like, come on. Like he doesn't do anything. He just like, it's like, surely you deal with a lot of criminals yelling at you.
He just takes her through a standard police investigation.
Yes. And it's like...
And she's like, whoa, blows her fucking mind.
Right. And there's this idea, I think they wanted this idea where she is like very logic, yes or no at the beginning.
Supposed to be Spock.
Yeah, and then he slowly like convinces her about nuance. And they have like little moments where he's like... or Spock or Data, where he'll talk and she goes like, what are you saying? And he's like, I'm thinking out loud. And then she'll do it and he'll be like, see, you're thinking out loud. And it's like he's trying to teach her humanity.
Yeah.
And again, it's like, it's not enough to make a robot self-aware in 90 minutes. Like, it's just not enough.
You have too many things going on, man. There's like too many hats.
Yeah, that's why Data took 8 seasons or whatever, like 7? 7 seasons. But it's like, it's just... Yeah, it's too much. They're doing too many things where it's like, what if we made the AI have an arc? And it's like, maybe don't.
Maybe don't do that. Maybe it doesn't need one.
I don't know what's plot inconsistency.
Why do we need to be sympathetic
what's supposed to
it?
be.
Yeah.
I want to talk about all right, this is the biggest hit against the movie for me personally. The mystery is bad. This is a mystery.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's supposed to be. A lot of these screen story ideas are, searching. Like they figured out that it's a very good genre for mystery.
For mystery, yeah.
The problem is a few things. A few things I realized. One is like I figured it out in the first 7 minutes. That's not good. There's still some little twists.
I definitely spotted Holt. Like when there's the whole cloud of all of her context. I don't know the actor or anything. I just spotted the face of the character Holt, who becomes the prime suspect. I was like, well, it's that guy.
Yeah, exactly. But so here's why those like searching is so good. Is because a good murder mystery, right? And I think this is why we like isolation, right? Like we're doing more Murder on the Orient Express. Anything where it's like we've isolated these characters and now we have a murder mystery, It's why the cops don't get to show up is because you want to limit people's resources. So like in a classic murder mystery, the cops aren't there. No one can get DNA evidence. No one can but then we've had modern versions where people have phones and stuff.
It's like the logic deductions and the cat and mouse for what's fun because we don't have crime labs. I can't analyze fibers, but if it's all logical deductions and cat and mouse stuff, then it's fun for the audience. It's fun for the reader.
And what I like about like movies like Searching or Missing is it's kind of a flip where all they have is technology, meaning like they can't physically investigate a location. It's all like, and this is...
It's an oracle, but they need to know what questions to ask.
It's what every Reddit detective fantasizes about, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I can only figure out this mystery by looking at the internet, so I'm limited again. This movie gives him everything. it posits a world where cameras are everywhere to the point where it just randomly, like he'll go like, is there any image of the backyard? And they're like, it's only through this limited camera because we want it to be limited. And then later when we learn that the partner like ditched the gun or whatever, there's just like a random highway camera pointing exactly where it needs to. Mm-hmm. There's a few like that where it's like a train yard and there's just a camera pointing exact. So it's like the movie just gets to make up the rules of where cameras are. Mm-hmm. And they're not logical, as opposed to a movie like Missing or Searching where it's like kind of smart, where it's like, oh, there would be a camera there or something like that. Where this movie, because it's in the future, can do stuff where it's like, okay, project my voice on this drone that's flying next to this guy.
Yeah.
Or like, let's go full VR.
Sure.
Let's have VR
so
moments.
That when the screens go by Chris Pratt, they whoosh his hair. Right. Every time. The wind of the explosion when a bomb goes off in, I forget his house, the bad guy's house.
Yeah.
He speeds them briefly. They're in his garage and a bomb goes off, and the bomb goes off in the virtual reality room around Chris Pratt, and it blows his hair back.
And why is it VR all of a sudden?
I don't know. It wasn't a moment ago. He was watching the screen, same as us.
She does this a few times. There's a part where she's talking to his daughter, and she's like, listen, what you decide means that you might lose both parents. And they show a picture. The robot shows a picture of her and her parents, and then her parents, like Back to the Future, fade from the picture.
He shows that. Like, she shows that to him, not her.
Oh, to him. She shows that, and it's like, did you whip that up real quick for dramatic effect?
Are you being sadistic?
Yeah.
Like, what was the point of the visual aid to that kind of cruel set of parameters? Like, he's aware that his daughter is about to lose both parents if he doesn't solve his own crime, and like the movie is also inconsistent on how emotionless Maddox is, the AI judge. Like, from the beginning, she seems to be disgusted with him as a criminal.
Right.
And maybe that's intentional. Maybe that was supposed to be more elegant to sort of like belie the fact that she isn't impartial, even though she claims to be.
She's whatever the movie needs.
She's whatever they need her to be.
Like
we said, she keeps changing the rules at any given time. Like at one point, she tells him she can't confess. She tells him, like, this really fucking threw me for a loop. So towards the end, she tells him he can't confess to murder or else it'll stop the court and she'll have to lock the verdict. No, this isn't at the end. This is in the middle.
Oh.
But then she also tells him that because he can't remember doing the crime, then he can't actually render a confession. That's just another example of like, she keeps going back and forth on this specific point throughout the second half of the movie. But like the rules keep changing there. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the rules is you can't use her God computer. If you're found innocent, it's over. And I'm like, surely they have another one of these. Do they not have is this the only God computer? Because that was a big thing, right? Is like another question I had, which is like, if this all-knowing, all-seeing AI is judging things, can't she just go, hold on 1 second, and then processes all available information and does the investigation? Like, it's basically, this movie is Chris Pratt using a really good Google bot.
Yeah, he's just Googling where he's like, okay, the investigation.
Look into this, zoom into this, check these emails. And I'm like, can't the AI just like absorb all the information available and go like, okay, I've determined that there's this evidence and this and this and this. Like, how is she...
Again, we're seeing like he just walks her through a standard investigation, and it's supposed to like blow our minds. It's like no, this is
the camera of the cop ditching the gun and doing the evidence was always available.
Yes,
like, and it's like
that was always there.
Yeah, the AI seems to have to see things at the same rate as a human, and like observe.
It still needs to be told what to do.
She still finds him guilty, I think, when the place explodes, when like his AA sponsor is a terrorist. I remember he's still guilty for a ridiculously long amount of time, and then she lets him off the hook, and he chooses to stay. Is what they do.
Yeah, because he wants to still be able to use all her resources, like you were saying. But like, it's I'll admit it is very tech bro, so it is accurate to life, but introducing this complicated fucking thing that is subverting a process that was in place for a very good reason. Like, it's like, oh, we got this mercy court in place, so now we don't need to waste time on investigations or trials. And then this movie is taking through, well, this is why we do investigations. See, we would have found all this information if you had devoted, not even 90 minutes to the investigation.
Yeah.
You see, this is why we do things this way.
Right. It's very stupid because it's just not...
incredibly stupid.
It's introducing a problem that everybody would know. Oh, that's a problem.
Yeah.
And again, the world is like...
And it doesn't come down on it. At the end, it's still like, kind of is like, well, this was a good idea. It just needs to be, if we can work together with the AI, then this will be flawless.
Yeah. I want to talk about... So he had two partners. We should talk about the first partner.
His first partner?
They go into flashback camp. This is one that she like VRs for him or something. Mm-hmm. And this involves like correct me, because I'm like, did I misunderstand what happens? So he's in his car and he's like texting his wife and his partner. They pull somebody over. And his partner's like, you stay, text your wife. I'll get out and handle this. And they have pulled over the biggest maniac in the world, it seems. Also, I don't know why. Oh yeah, no, I'll get to it. And so this man has a gun, fires at the partner. The partner then gets pinned between the cop car and his car. He backs him into the cop car.
Yeah.
Then they're driving and chasing while his partner is dying. And he's like, no, we got to chase this guy.
Where he's like, I can take you off the turn right here to go to UCLA or whatever. It'd take you to the hospital.
They do in this world of drones and impossible, like, it's like, yeah, take him to the hospital, right? This car will be fine. They'll find this car. I don't know why.
We're watching the footage of them chasing this guy from a drone.
Yeah, just take him. Take him
to the hospital. We can follow this guy. That's why we have helicopters.
Right. He does a pit maneuver. The van rolls the guy out of the van.
Boy.
Like, he flies out.
Boy, that one dude goes airborne.
And this hero gets up and just starts running to the ocean.
I think it's a different guy, right? A guy gets out of the truck. That guy's dead.
I couldn't tell.
That first guy's dead. He's still a hero.
Yeah, they're all heroes.
He went straight up in the air.
Yeah, this other guy is like, take to the ocean. I don't know what his plan is.
He was going to swim to England.
Yeah, they catch him.
Japan,
Am I correct? Am I correct in then learning that he was found not guilty?
He was. I'm not sure how or why.
This is the problem with this movie, where it's like, that would never happen.
Right. It's Charles Bronson. It's you see all these lefties letting all these criminals woke. That's why we need mercy coats. But actually, we can't be black and white.
Right. They don't even bother to explain how he was found not guilty. And then this apparently is what inspired Chris Pratt to invent the Mercy program. By the way, he's a beat cop.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
Robbery,
like, how did these
detective.
two beat cops invent the AI judge program? That's so stupid.
It really is.
Then he went home and went like, I'm going to invent AI? Or did he just say like, someone should be put on trial for 90 minutes? Like,
I think he's, like we brought up Minority Report, I think he's just more of the Tom Cruise. Like, Tom Cruise didn't invent it, but he was a big proponent, and he was kind of like the poster child for pushing it.
Yeah, but they do this whole thing where him and his partner, they keep saying, are like the people who conceived it. And then like, and it's a different partner, which is confusing too, where like, I realized like they're talking about two different partners, because they're like, his partner died. His partner helped invent it. And I was like,
wait, which one?
So yeah.
Ray or
like,
Jack? Jack's the current partner who is from True Detective season 4.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just like that got confusing, and then it's like, okay, so Jack helped conceive it, but yeah, they never go like, there's not a Max von Sydow who's like, I am the scientist who made it.
Right, there's no like big architect. It's just Chris Pratt, the detective who I guess also built this system with
I don't know.
Him and his partner.
This movie's bad.
So about his old partner Ray's death, he says he's tortured about what he should have done different about his partners. I screamed at this. I was howling.
I don't know what he means by that or how it relates to mercy, because I was like, yeah, you should have brought him to the hospital.
Exactly. Well, look, they show, like, okay, so he says, he's like, this is why he drinks. This is the source of his alcoholism. Right. So he says he's tortured about that, and then we start going through the footage, and they show him do like 6 different things he should have done different. Like, he shouldn't have let his partner go check out the car by himself. Like, he should have told his wife, no, I really do have to call you back. We just pulled somebody over. I can't let Ray go do this by himself. Something might happen. Like what happens. He should have taken Ray to the hospital. Instead of continuing to chase the guy. But no, what he tells Mercy that what he regrets, he tells Mercy, or rather Maddox, he tells Maddox that what he regrets is that he didn't murder the guy right there on the beach instead of letting him go to court because the guy got off. Like, that's what he regrets. Not any of the decisions he made that might have actually saved his partner's life. He regrets not murdering the guy that killed his partner.
I wonder if there's a version of the script that was aware of this. Like, he's a bad cop.
He's bad at everything.
Wanted to murder a guy.
He's a bad cop. He's a bad husband. He's a bad father. Sorry, Dave.
And then created a system that was like, what if we get to murder them?
Yeah. What if we just get to blast them to death with sonic booms? That's how the chair kills you, with sonic booms.
And like make them guilty until proven innocent. Basically, it's a cop being like, what if we could flip the entire court system to be fascist?
Yeah.
That would be better. And then they do it just in Los Angeles for a little bit as a test.
For a trial run.
It's so confusing because it's like, imagine the headlines of like, this cop who wishes he could have gunned a man down on the street has invented a new trial system where you just kill them.
Basically let him do that.
Yeah, it's so weird because then at the end there isn't a moment like he should be more the bad guy, like we're saying, or like it should be like, wow, it's not, there's no way out of it because it's like the ending should be at least them going like, wow, this is a really fucked up thing we created. And it'd be like the rest of the world going like, yeah, no shit, you're all under arrest. In fact, we're arresting like the higher ups in Los Angeles. We're arresting the police chief. Mm-hmm. We've been trying to, like, it feels the like mayor, the headlines in the rest of the world would be like Los Angeles goes rogue.
Yeah.
You know? Where it's like, it's a city just ignoring the Constitution and doing something really fucked up in just this one city because the rest of the world seems like it just exists. They're on Instagram and shit. And they're like, they show that there's protests and stuff. And there's like, you know, they show like, they try to sprinkle in dystopia where it's like on the streets, there's.
Yeah, here's criminals in red zones. It's like, wait, did I miss the thing about the zones?
Right. It's not enough. They don't like, I think like the Running Man, the new Running Man did a decent job with this because they show that it's like, okay, there's a portion of society that still is like existing and like this is how something horrific can kind of go by unnoticed, where it's like, here's the slums, here's the society, and there's like a separation there and a lot of propaganda. This movie needed propaganda, I think, maybe. The problem is we don't see the world. There's no world building because it's all through the screen.
Life. Yeah, we got to sit in this chair.
Right, and it kind of needed that because the parts we do see, none of it really adds up. They had all these opportunities to show like social media and stuff, and it's just like regular Instagram and people being like holding up protest signs like boo, mercy program.
It hand waves everything it's not interested, everything that would be complicated.
Yeah, it's not dystopian enough, and then that could work if they showed like, you know, like The Purge. The Purge is a movie that was really good because it starts from the perspective of people who are fully within the dystopia, who's part
completely
of the propaganda.
Insulated from it. Yeah.
Right. And then it slowly opens up this idea where you realize that what was brilliant about The Purge is like when you start that movie, it doesn't even click that it's a dystopian film. Where you're like, oh shit, this is a dystopia. Like at first it just seems like a dumb horror premise.
Right, yeah, like just goofy premise for a home invasion film.
Right, and then it opens up. This never really opened up in that way.
No, it didn't have any big idea beyond that. And it ultimately, like we keep saying, it comes around to, well, the mercy courts weren't a terrible idea. They just a little misguided. We just need to work together with the AI.
Yeah.
When we put our heads together, boy, we can really solve some crimes.
Yeah. God. And then it's weird. I would have forgiven all that if I liked the mystery. One of my favorite parts. It's so bad. It doesn't know how to do mystery. When he raids the his AA sponsor's house, and the cops are doing the raid, and they're in the house, and they're like, "You find anything yet?" And one of the cops goes, nothing, just a bunch of memory lane stuff," and holds up like a picture into the camera, which is of course important. And I'm like, "Are you describing that you found photographs in a man's house?" Or he's like, "Nothing in here, just a bunch of weird memory stuff." And I'm like, Are you talking about the stuff that's in literally everybody's house is like pictures of friends and family?
Pictures of his family?
Right. They needed a way for him to see the picture, so they made the cop act like the concept of having pictures was like
strange.
Alien.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know, is this anything? And it's like, why would you ever show that picture?
Wait, back
just
up.
like him as a kid for some reason. Which we learn it's
his brother, who was the first person arrested and tried and executed by the Mercy program, and he was innocent. And Chris Pratt's partner Jack covered it up,
right?
Because she really wanted it to work too,
right? So he kidnaps his daughter,
right? Like it's so, like his
he's.
Like the layers of his plan. Okay, so he's not just framing Chris Pratt for murder so that he's doomed by his own system. That would have been enough, right? He also murdered Chris Pratt's wife because she found out he was stealing chemicals from the place that she worked at, which he was using to build a bomb to blow up Mercy, which will also blow up all of Los Angeles.
Right. That's part of why the mystery falls apart, is that the villain's motivation and actions don't really, like, they're like coincidental, right? Where it's like he killed Chris Pratt's wife coincidentally because she found out about this thing, but he was going to kill her anyway to do this other thing that was on top of the first thing, the terrorism thing.
Mm-hmm.
I want to note that that's when I noted when he kidnaps her daughter and gets into the truck, Chris Pratt's guilt level still doesn't go down.
He does, yeah.
And it was like, what are we doing?
It doesn't go down until like
until the explosion, I believe. It's after the explosion.
Right, I think it's after the garage explodes. You're right. But it does take it a long time to go down.
Too long, yeah.
Like he's driving a big rig bomb towards downtown Los Angeles with my daughter as a hostage.
And surely. The robot's still like, well, let's see.
Well, not all the facts are in.
Gotta know, it's not... This also doesn't make any sense. It's not guilt level to 0. It's guilt level below 96% or something
92%.
Like that. 92. So once this man has kidnapped his daughter, she's still like, I don't know, you're still in the 90s. It's like, surely that gets you to the 80s.
You still might have stabbed your wife. Yeah, that's got to at least bring you down to like an 86.
Yeah, once they're
like a low
once he's
B.
realizing. Yeah,
like an 80, like an 82 maybe, a low B.
Yeah, once they're showing him like get out of the trunk and like do all that stuff, and like she still doesn't bring it down. It takes so long. It's such a stupid movie.
It's really dumb.
I love it. Yeah.
Like when she comes on at the end in like her leather judge's outfit, like her Cenobite judge robes. Did you notice that? They're like this weird futuristic like cyberpunk judge robes. Yeah. She comes on to like reopen the case for his AA sponsor's brother. And then she still judges him guilty at first until Chris Pratt introduces some like he just happens to get Jack to confess right there.
Yeah.
Like they're in a Sorkin movie.
That scene. Sorry, I forgot about that fucking scene where Jack's the bad guy. No, Jack's the cop bad guy.
Yeah.
The other guy, the brother, where he's in the facility, he has the bomb, he's ready to do what he's there to do, and she comes on screen, she goes like, "Hold on, let's re-talk about your brother." And he's like, "Okay, yeah, let's do that." And it was like, just blow up the building, man. Like, you think the whole system's fucked, right?
Right.
Like, I guess he super doesn't want to blow himself up. But it's just very dumb. It's a very dumb moment. And then she quickly...
she
like logic... Yeah, she wants him... Yeah, like you're right. Her point at first is to be like, no, I'm going to prove to you your brother sucked.
Yeah.
As if that's going to end this system or this problem. You're going to go like, okay, I won't blow up this place after all. It's bad.
It's very bad.
But at least Chris Pratt finally gets up at the end.
He comes out in his little bare feet. For some reason, that really tickled me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they didn't.
Yeah.
I guess why would he need shoes if they're about to kill him with sonic booms?
Yeah, and he was, filming on set, and they're like, he's like, do I have to put my shoes on for this role? And they're like, nah,
not really.
Fine.
We don't see your feet.
Yeah, you can be comfortable. Yeah, what a fart movie, and it's not.
It's a deeply embarrassing movie. It's a movie that's like thinks it's being kind of smart and reasonable about AI, but it's really just revealing that it doesn't understand anything about it, and it's just another commercial pushing this weird hype. It's like, oh, it's this technology that we got to put our heads together and work together, or else we'll avoid. We might find ourselves in a dystopia like this. Am I right? Like, no, we would have to ignore so many things would have to fail. Like we said, it's not just that it's an AI judge; it's that the entire justice system has been inverted.
Yeah, but only in one place.
Yeah, just in Los Angeles. It'd be funny if they looked out and it's just like floating in space, like it's separated from the planet.
Yeah, fuck it. It's a spreadsheet. This movie was a spreadsheet calculation that didn't work out. It's like I don't even know if it had a ideology. You know what I mean? Where that's like. I feel like it was people going like, okay, if we get Chris Pratt for this amount of days, he sits, he gets one action scene, and we film the rest with these actors in these locations. It takes place in Los Angeles because that's an easy place to film. Mm-hmm. Like
we're
it just
all already
feels
here.
Like, right. It felt like they were trying to and like. It didn't work out. And I think the Screen Life movies are going to be like found footage in that we're going to see a lot of this, right? We're going to see a lot of really good versions and we're going to see a lot of really bad versions where it's like we're going to find what they're going to be. They can be really lazy about it. And then you're going to see these versions, which this reminded me of The Pyramid. Is that what that was called? Mm-hmm. That found footage movie that still somehow managed to have a big budget and be bad.
And not be found footage.
And not be found footage where it's like, it's almost like this movie was probably conceived to be really like economic, and then they're like, "We got Chris Pratt." Oh, and then that like boosted their budget a little, and they were like, "Let's make it more of an action." Where it's like I could almost see a version of this that was like more like Searching, where it's like really small, like, and it's still like you'll be killed in 90 minutes if you don't, like you could still have that dumb premise, but I could see like a really scaled down version.
Yeah.
And it feels like this got away from them or something.
You might be right.
I mean, I'm not trying to take their side. I think it was made cynically to begin with.
Oh, yeah. This is a very dumb person trying to think they have a reasonable take on AI.
Right. And the movie has an 80% audience score in Rotten Tomatoes.
Oof.
But
it's entertaining enough.
What?
It was entertaining enough, I suppose. I laughed my ass off the entire time.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not so bad it's good. Like it's still, but I kind of get, because when you watch the trailer and you go like, well, that looks stupid. Mm-hmm. I'm sure the people who were lining up to see this, I don't know, like knew exactly what movie it was going to be, either because they like stupid, it's like, yeah, this is a stupid movie. Everybody come see this stupid movie.
Yeah. It delivered on its promise. All the audience
was going to see it as like, yeah, that's the stupid movie that I wanted it to be. So
we bought one ticket to the stupid movie, and boy, was it stupid.
Yeah, so I don't know.
I'll agree. Like, yeah, you're so bad it's good mileage on this one may vary. It's mostly just embarrassing and stupid, but there are some truly, truly hilarious moments.
Right, and not to be mean to people, but also a lot of the people going are probably kind of stupid people who then like the stupid movie.
Yeah.
It's fine. But yeah, it's not
Mercy.
It's not bad enough. It's certainly not good enough.
It's definitely not. I never watched War of the Worlds, but everything I've heard about it, it's definitely not on that level.
This is better than War of the Worlds. The problem with War of the Worlds, and yeah, this is why this house has a high audience score, but that doesn't, is it's boring. Deeply, deeply boring. War of the Worlds is like this figures that out at least.
This movie's not boring.
Here's the thing about War of the Worlds is like, I can see why they thought that would work, because War of the Worlds was famously a radio thing, right?
Mm-hmm. You think it should be able to work more in the theater of the mind.
Right. The problem is that nothing against the people in it, but perhaps you need like a really good actor for that. Like a really good and committed actor.
Or at the very least, a better concept.
Yeah. And better writing, and maybe not an Amazon tie-in where Amazon clearly paid for the movie.
Amazon saves the world.
There's a lot wrong with that. Where like you could make a War of the Worlds. I think a Screen Life War of the Worlds.
I'm sure you could.
I just think that like we're in this like moment where we're trying to figure it out, right? We're trying to figure out what can we do with Screen Life movies, and this is one of those movies where I'm like, just make a movie, because like you're making all these action sequences and cameras are everywhere, and like it's sort of how, again, The Pyramid is one of those where you're like, just make a movie, because it's like you clearly you're not using the format in a clever or limiting or interesting way.
Right. I was going to say, at least they sort of tied it into the narrative somehow, but not enough that he ever felt restrained or restricted. Like it never felt like he was, other than being physically stuck in the chair, right. he wasn't really, he was still operating as a police detective unrestrained. Yeah. So like when just real quick, when he finally gets free at the end and is able, I'm out of the chair, I'm able to actually come wrestle the gun away from my AA sponsor and save my daughter. It doesn't have that like big feeling of payoff or triumph because he's never felt really restrained.
They had a second character who was running around doing cop work for him.
Yeah.
And
he had a couple of characters, and he was able to just pull, like Maddox is doing all of this God work for him.
Yeah, he's commanding SWAT teams around and stuff.
He could just talk to the SWAT commander.
Yeah. That's the big problem with this is we're just watching a side character in another movie. You know, like the guy in the chair is a cliche.
Yeah.
We're watching the guy in the chair. Yeah, and that's the problem is like we're watching him watch a bunch of exciting things and have godlike powers over everything. And so it's like, again, you watch Searching and it's like, this is a dad with limited information and he's like trying to find clever ways where he's like, I have to figure out this password.
And he doesn't understand computers too. So he's like, you have that extra level.
Where he's like going through his daughter's social media and he has to like figure out her password and clever things. And this, the robot just goes, I've hacked into her email. Like it's that. It's like, it's like just this, I hack into this. Okay, where is this person? I have located the exact location of this person thanks to their cell phone. Like it's that, where it's versus like you remember like when he's going through he goes through like available cameras to see where his daughter went. Mm-hmm. And he keeps having to spot her car. And it's hard. And he's the underdog. Whereas this is like, here's the exact location of this person. Here's a 3D map, and they're going down the street.
Right, yeah, like when Holt gets up and walks out of the office, and Maddox is like, he may run. And he's like, Maddox, can you track him? Yes, I can. Well, gee, then that's not a problem, is it?
Right. There's absolutely no, there's no struggle.
No. He's never, the only struggle is the ticking clock.
Yes.
And they do, for some reason, they decided they needed to make, well, not for some reason, they decided they wanted to make Maddox sympathetic because this is a commercial for AI. But the best they do with this is in the very beginning, in I guess the first act, when she's much more of an obstacle that is frustrating his progress because she's so literal and logical, because she's a program. And like his in-laws kind of frustrating his investigation because they don't like him. Like that's as close as they get. And they should have, man, don't make the AI sympathetic. Make the AI the antagonist. Sorry.
Here's a pitch. I actually don't like the message of the pitch I'm about to say.
Sure.
But this would at least be interesting. Have the writer of this movie consult with an actual law expert and have the idea be that the AI judge is always restrained by the law and all the nuances of the law, and have it be like a puzzle where he has to kind of like work around the constraints of the law, where it's like, oh, I want to know what this person's email is, and the judge should be like, it's illegal to do that, blah, 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 where it's like, have the judge be a constant obstacle and not have the movie be about AI, have it be about the obstacles of the law that he has to work around. Mm-hmm. I don't like that because I'm like, I think like a lot of those are good for police to have obstacles.
Well, the law is difficult by design.
Exactly.
That's bad in a lot of ways, and it hurts people sometimes, but it's good in a lot of ways, and for exactly the reasons you're describing.
Play with that. Yeah, ask those moral questions. Explore that through a movie like this, where it's like it's you in a avatar for the law and order, but the problem is that the judge doesn't care about law and order.
Yeah,
she just does it. Like they play with it. There's the part where he's like, "I had a hunch," and she's like, "What's a hunch?"
What the fuck
and
does
I'm
that
like,
mean?
"You've never heard a hunch before?"
You don't understand what that means. It's in the AI would understand intuition because we ask them to intuit things. We call them algorithms, but that's like we ask the AI to predict patterns all the time.
Right.
It's a prediction. I'm intuiting something from the information I have. You're doing that as well.
Yeah. It's just garbage.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's sad because it's like I can see versions of this film where it's like, yeah, that could work, I guess,
Yeah, there's
I like this genre.
There's like 6 different movies thrown in here.
Yeah.
And I like the genre. Yeah, I do. I like ticking clock mysteries. I like mysteries, thrillers that unfold in real time.
Yeah.
These are all gimmicks that appeal to me. I don't mind it. I'm a sucker for a good funhouse gimmick in a movie if it's executed well.
I don't mind a good movie AI where it's like, what if AI was better? What if AI was cooler?
Sure.
Like a Screen Life movie where it's like someone having to argue with an AI for their life. It could be a cool idea. This isn't that though.
No.
This is bad.
Yeah.
Bad job. Bad work.
Maddox and Megan should team up.
Yeah, fuck it. I don't see why not.
Put Maddox in a Megan doll. There you go.
Just Mercy, the E is a 3.
Yeah. Oh, Mercy.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Okay, It's like, let me scroll through. I took a lot of notes, but I'm just
So did I. I kept having to back up. This took me a long time to watch, even though it's 90 minutes, because I kept having to stop and back up the movie.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, I missed something. I was writing too furiously.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I got nothing. We're
sweet.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Let's close this book of law.
Yeah. Listen, we have a Patreon. Patreon.com/GamefullyUnemployed. GAMEFULLY unemployed.
We should make a jingle.
Yeah. Well, I just did. For $5 a month, you
Good
get
work,
access
Gus. Sorry.
Yeah. You get access to a bunch of exclusive podcasts like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Fox Mulder is a Maniac, Star Trek The Next Futurama, Spiel Boys, Himboos. That's Supernatural, baby. Check that out. For a little bit more, you can watch movies with us every Friday night. I am on the fence about watching this movie. I own it now. I purchased it.
It was only $5 more to purchase it, but I didn't.
Good.
I didn't want this
Good
movie.
For you. I shouldn't have purchased it.
Well, I'm glad you did because now we can show it to people on Friday nights because I think it might be a fun Friday night watch. We also have a store. Head over to GamefullyUnemployed.com. You can find a link to our Teespring store. We have all kinds of cool original artwork and designs by cool original artists like Michael Vincent Bramley, Starlene Hodge, Justin Brown, and others, so check that out. Please rate and review our podcasts wherever you're listening and check out our other show feed, Badical, BADICAL, also wherever you're listening.
Yes.
Stuff!
I just realized he's Taserface.
Which one's Taserface?
The bad guy. The AI sponsor. I looked him up. He's Taserface.
Oh.
You think Pratt was like, I know a guy. I know Taserface.
You're right.
He's Taserface.
I thought wasn't he the dude that takes 11 in in the first season of Stranger Things and then gets shot?
He is. I'm looking him up.
Poor man.
He's in multiple Wait, no, that's not Chris Pratt. Let me zoom in on that.
Let me zoom in on this guy's face.
That's Patrick Wilson.
Maddox,
turns out Patrick Wilson looks like Chris Pratt from afar. I just learned this.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that.
Same, bone structure or whatever. This movie. Are we good?
I think we're good.
Hey, listen, our music is produced by Chris Corlew. You can find him on twitter.com as The Corlew or go to shipwreckedsailor.bandcamp.com. Our channel artwork is produced by Michael Vincent Bramley. For more of his work, go to mvbramley.art. Our episode artwork is by Justin Brown, available on Twitter as Justin T. Brown or at artnessbyjustinbrown.com. And finally, additional artwork is by Starlene Hodge. You can find her work at starlenearts.com or on Twitter as StarleneX. Cool. Goodbye.